So let's just kick it off with the NBA. We're not setting a clock today. We'll see how long we go. So here we go. Let's start breaking down the NBA in our NBA Infinity. Our first ever NBA Infinity. Let's get it done. Here we go. Lots of games on last night and kind of throughout the day. And we had 2 picks going. And we did not have the best last day of 2021, which is great because now we're in 2022. Everything resets. Everything refreshes, folks. So let's start positively here this year and see if we can find any value in tonight's action in the NBA. We'll do that at the end. But here we go. The first game up is the Suns at the Celtics. We thought the Suns minus 3.5 was great value, but, fools on us for thinking that. The Celtics get the big huge win last night over the Suns, 123-108. And I think for, the next maybe week, 2 weeks, since we're starting to get kind of, in the thick of it in the NBA season, right in the middle part of the season, halfway part of the season, this Celtics team has been nothing consistent at all, and they've been so up and down. And I think for the next week or two, while we're in kind of the middle part of the season, where teams are truly starting to, are they legit, are they not? And we've got to really see how this Celtics team performs over the next week or two to truly get a good sense of what this Celtics team is, because we have not been able to get our finger on the Celtics pulse at all this season. They win last night with no Jason Tatum, just Jaylen Brown, and man, oh man, Robert Williams had the best game of his career last night. So I think we're going to be staying away from betting the Celtics or betting in any matchup that the Celtics are a part of for the next week and a half as we figure out, is this team legit or not, folks? I mean, they're right, what's their playoff positioning? They're the 10th seed, 9th seed with their win last night. They climbed to the 9th seed in the Eastern Conference. They're 17-19, 4-6 in their last 10. So we'll see as we're kind of, like we said, middle part, getting towards the middle part of the season. We'll see if the Celtics team is legit or not, but we are going to be staying away from betting them over the next week or two. But let's start here with the Celtics since they got the big old win last night. Robert Williams got it done. 10 points, 10 assists, 11 rebounds. That's a triple-double for the big man, shooting 100% on 5 shots last night. Man, oh man. Oh, and to go along with that, 5 blocks. 5 big old, huge old blocks where there was only 2 other blocks by the Celtics besides Robert Williams last night. Truly a wonderful performance last night, and we'll see if this is Robert Williams coming into his own, a coming out party in the NBA of him being this dominant consistently. We'll see. We get Jaylen Brown, 24 points on 20 shots, 11 rebounds as well. And then Marcus Smart at the 24 points, 3 assists, 9 rebounds. Very well done. And man, oh man, they had 3 players play off their bench, and they all got it done. And that's another thing that we've seen with the Celtics team. When they only play like 3 players off the bench, they all get great production. Josh Richardson, 19 points, 4 rebounds. Romeo Langford, 16 points. And then Peyton Pritchard, 11 points, 2 rebounds in 12 minutes. We'll definitely take that. So everything was clicking for the Celtics last night without Dennis Schroeder, without Jason Tatum. Wow, how does that make sense? And they do it against the Suns nonetheless on New Year's Day. Damn. We give the Celtics a little bit of credit here, climbing credit if they can keep it up. All right, they beat the Suns last night. They were missing a couple of pieces. DeAndre Ayton at the big, Jay Crowder at the 4 and all that. But Chris Paul was still able to go last night, 14 points, 8 assists. And Devin Booker, 22 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds. But he shot awful, folks. 26% on 26 shots. Jeez. We have Jalen Smith filling in for DeAndre Ayton at the 5, 19 points, 7 rebounds. Cameron Johnson in the starting lineup for Jay Crowder, 20 points, 5 rebounds. Great night. And then McCall Bridges still at the 3, 10 points on 36% shooting. Nothing great off the bench, and we need this Suns bench to truly step it up, especially without Jay Crowder and DeAndre Ayton in the starting lineup, and they just were not able to do that last night. So Suns lose last night, 123-108. Alrighty, next game up here, our second bet. We lost our first one, Suns minus 3.5, but then we took the Bulls minus 3, and the Bulls win, but they only win by 2 because DeMar DeRozan, game-winning three-pointer. Here we go, 8 seconds left, Bulls down 1 point, 106-105. DeMar DeRozan just kind of loses track of the clock and just has to throw up a prayer, and it does go. This was bad ball management, clock management. You got 9 seconds. He he slows it down and then waits till the clock gets down to like 2 seconds and he's at midcourt, and then he has to just kind of, do like a running floater three that hits. It works. So I guess we can't knock DeMar DeRozan too much because it hit. So well done. Bulls win the game on the buzzer beater because of DeMar DeRozan, who we say is the best player on this Bulls team, and we know they've got 4 great ones. So, Lonzo Ball still out, Kobe White still doing his thing, and honestly, I would trade Lonzo Ball. You don't need him. Kobe White is it, folks. Kobe White, 24 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds. He shot 6 of 7 from 3. Man, oh man, Lonzo does not do that, folks. Zach LaVine, 17 points, 6 rebounds. Vucevic down low, 14 points, 16 rebounds. And then DeMar DeRozan, 28 points, led the team in scoring, 6 assists, 1 of 3 from 3. And that 1 3 that he hit was the game winner. Man, oh man, this Bulls team is great. And then they beat the Pacers, Pacers, Sabonis still playing the 5, 24 points, 14 rebounds. All that was fantastic. Karis LeVert, 17 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds. They get it done. Torrey Craig off the bench, 10 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists. All that is good and well, but they come up short still, like we know this Pacers team does every single night. So the Bulls get the win 108-106 because DeMar DeRozan is clutch as heck. All right, next game up, Mavs at the Kings, and the Mavs get the win here, 112-96. Still no Luka Doncic here for the Mavericks, so Kristaps Porzingis stepping it up here, 24 points, 6 assists, 9 rebounds. He was a plus 27 on the floor, the highest plus-minus of the Mavericks last night, so shout out to that. We had Jalen Brunson filling in for Luka at the 1, 23 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds, real solid. Obviously not kind of Luka Doncic-ish, but definitely kind of, knock off Luka Doncic, which is still a great comparison. And then we get Reggie Bullock at the 2, 16 points, 5 rebounds. Nothing great here off the bench for, well, I guess, all right. Josh Green, 8 points. Sterling Brown, 8.7 rebounds. And then Marquise Chris with 8.7 rebounds as well off the bench. So it's okay. No double-digit scores off the bench, but the starting lineup got it done. And then for the Kings, De'Aaron Fox still in there, 10 points, 7 assists, but he shot pretty poorly, 21% on 14 shots. We had Marvin Bagley, 15 points, 5 rebounds, and then Tyrese Halliburton, 17 points, 10 assists to round out the good, decent production from the starters. Buddy Hield, taking less shots here. What's up with that? Buddy Hield's taken, like 4 or 5 threes these last 2 games, where he's consistently putting up like 10 to 15 threes a night. Not sorry about it. But Buddy Hield, 25 minutes off the bench, only took 7 shots, only took 4 threes, 8 points last night. Damian Jones, 10 points, 8 rebounds off the bench. And then Chimezie Metu, who hit the game winner the other night, only 10 points, 5 rebounds off the bench. So the Mavs get it done without Doncic, 112-96. All right, then we get the Heat at the Rockets, and the Heat win 120-110. Jimmy Butler still good to go. 37 big old points by the man. Omar Yurtseven is still at the 5 with Bam Adebayo being out. 10 points, 13 rebounds. Tyler Hero in the starting lineup at the 2, 16 points on 1 of 9 from 3. So we know Tyler Hero isn't the greatest in the starting lineup, truly thrives off the bench. We saw that last season and all that. And then Kyle Lowry still playing the 1, 12 points, 3 assists on the night. And then Kyle Guy coming out of nowhere, 17 points, 3 steals, 4 assists, 4 rebounds off the bench in only 23 minutes while shooting 75% from the field. Man, oh man. All right, we'll keep an eye on them. It seems like everybody steps up on the Heat all the time. Everybody being out, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, and then, we get, Kyle Guy stepping up, and we get Duncan Robinson stepping up when he needs to be the number 1. We get Tyler Hero stepping it up when he needs to be the guy as well. And now this guy, Kyle Guy, steps it up as well. So shout out to the Heat. They're deep. They're dogs. They've got some real ballers on this team, folks. And they're winning games consistently with a lot of, inconsistencies in the starting lineup. So we got to give this Heat team a ton of credit, and they win last night. All right, and then the Rockets, we get Christian Wood still at the 5, obviously, 18 points, 8 rebounds. Kevin Porter, 7 points on 27% shooting. They need him to be so much more consistent if this Rockets team wants to be as good as they were during that kind of 7-game win streak when everybody was talking them up. We had Jae'Sean Tate, leading scorer off the bench, 22 points, 7 rebounds, and that was really it for the squad overall. Just nothing great. Daniel Tice didn't play last night, so that was great, but they still lose the game, unfortunately, 120-110. All right, then we get the Hawks at the Cavs in a real great game all throughout, and the Hawks get the 3-point win here, 121-118. Let's start here with the Hawks since they got the win. Trae Young, 35 points, 11 assists. This man has been on a tear recently. We get Clint Capella, 18 points, but 23 rebounds, folks. 11 offensive, 12 defensive for a grand total of 23 big ones in the rebounding category. And then we get Skylar Mars filling in at the 2 here, 19 big old points. And then shout out to Lou Williams off the bench, 14 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds. Didn't shoot well, 1 of 6 from the 3, but overall we'll definitely take those 14 points. And then Cameron Oliver, 10 points off the bench as well. And then the Cavs just coming up a little short out here. Still don't have any guards. Rondo's not playing yet for the Cavs. So Isaac Okoro, 10 points at the 2. Kevin Pangos, 8 points, 4 assists at the 1. So once again, their guards are not that great. We had Jared Allen led the team in scoring for the starters, 21 points, 8 rebounds. But then Kevin Love off the bench. And shout out to Kevin Love. He's been fantastic here for the Cavs. 35 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists in 29 minutes off the bench. Unfortunately, they just don't have their scoring guards. They got Evan Mobley, who's still fantastic, 16 points, 5 assists, 8 rebounds, shooting 66%. We'll love that, but they need some guards, some ball movement, some guys that know what they're doing, and hopefully with Rondo there, this Cavs team can get back on track of what they were before all the injuries kind of decimated this team a little bit. So the Hawks get the nice win, 121-118. Then we get the Clippers at the Raptors, and still no Paul George for the Clippers, so still not expecting them to win. We had Marcus Morris led the team in scoring, which is, usual here without Paul George. 20.6 rebounds for Marcus Morris. Terrence Mann still filling in at the 3 for Paul George. 18 points, 11 rebounds, and he shot 70%. It was a solid night, but not kind of that leadership, defense, and just overall floor general that Paul George brings to the team. That's still what they're missing, and nobody's going to be able to fill that in with kind of the tier 2 players that make up the Clippers without Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. We get Reggie Jackson back at the 1, but, he's not able to single-handedly lead this team like Paul George does. Reggie Jackson, 17 points, 4 assists at the starting 1, and then Luke Kennard in the starting lineup at the 2, 13.6 assists, just not enough to get it done. And then for the Raptors, man, looking pretty healthy last night. Their starting lineup, Fred VanVleet, Gary Trent Jr., OG Anunoby, Siakam. They still got Kem Birch at the 5, but overall, this is a little bit of their starting lineup right here. So Fred VanVleet, 31 points, 9 assists, 4 rebounds. What a night by Fred VanVleet. Gary Trent Jr., not the greatest, 10 points on 33% shooting. Kem Birch at the 5 in only 19 minutes, 6 points, 5 rebounds. OG Anunoby, though, 26.6 rebounds. And Pascal Siakam, 25 points, 2 blocks, 2 steals, 7 assists, and 19 rebounds. A plus 22 on the floor, the highest by a mile on the team for the Raptors. So, man, they've got kind of their big 3 back. Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby, Siakam, and now Gary Trent Jr. We've seen what he's capable of doing on this Raptors team that could expand it a little bit to a big 4, but we need Gary Trent Jr. just to be a little bit more consistent with all the other big 3s on this team. So Raptors get the nice win here, 116-108. All right, here we go. Next game, Spurs at the Grizzlies. Grizzlies get the win, 118-105. A nice dominant win here for the Grizzlies, and this team is just going on a tear right here. Ja Morant, 30 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds. We have Steven Adams still at the 5, 12 points, 13 rebounds. Desmond Bane, 17 points, and Jaren Jackson Jr., 12 points. And then look at this bench, folks. Brandon Clark, 17 points, 9 rebounds off the bench in 22 minutes, and Tyus Jones, 18 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds off the bench bench as well. Man, oh man, this Grizzlies team is so much better than what they were last season, and that's just crazy to think with, having Valanciunas at the 5 last year, who's a nice offensive scoring big, and their still offensive production is still the same, kind of downgrading from Steven Adams, who is not, the most offensively gifted big down there. So shout out to John Morant in the depth of this Grizzlies team, all getting it done. Another win last night. And then for the Spurs, they just don't have that main guy, that killer. Derek White and Jacob Poeltl, the point guard, and the big, the center, both led the team in scoring with 15 points. I mean, this is what we're talking about with this team. They don't have that number one, and then nobody else in the starting lineup had double-digit points. We get Doug McDermott shooting 28% from the field, and Keldon Johnson shooting 16% from the field in the starting lineup. Not enough to get it done in any game against the best teams in the league, against the worst teams in the league. This Spurs team is unfortunately done. Is their dynasty done? Is their dynasty officially done and laid to rest? Maybe you could have said that last season, but definitely this season, now that they don't have DeMar DeRozan anymore, they don't even have one great superstar. I think Greg Popovich's great dynasty with the Spurs has unfortunately come to an end, folks. And it's unfortunate that it's ended, but it's one of the greatest basketball dynasties that there is, folks. So don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. That is the Spurs, folks. Grizzlies get the win, 118-105. All right, last 3 games. Here we go. Knicks at the Thunder. Knicks lose 80-95. Once again, we're not betting this Knicks team. Kemba Walker not even playing last night. Evan Fournier at the 1, 3 points on 8 shots. I mean, trash. These guards are absolute trash here for this Knicks team. Miles McBride fills in at the 2, 7 points on 9 shots. Mitchell Robinson at the 5, 9 points, 12 rebounds. We'll give him credit. He shot 80%. And then Obi Toppin filling in for Julius Randle at the 4 and did not put up anything resemblance of Julius Randle. He had 5.7 rebounds last night. The only person that was doing anything meaningful all game was RJ Barrett with 26 big old points and 7 rebounds. Nothing even good off the bench. So Knicks B squad truly floundered big time last night. In the kind of A squad members that were playing with the B squad last night for the Knicks, none of those A squad members stepped up besides RJ Barrett. So unfortunate there. And then the Thunder get the win. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 23 points, 1 block, 2 steals, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. He didn't shoot the best, 37% on 24 shots, but hey, 23 points will definitely take that. And then just Aaron Wiggins, 13 points in the starting lineup. Nobody else doing anything good. Isaiah Roby, 8 points in the starting lineup. Paul Watson, 2 points in the starting lineup. And Luguentz-Dort, 6 points in the starting lineup on 16% shooting. Once again, Luguentz-Dort, trash offensively, but a solid defender. So, nothing good by either of these teams. Trash game. Thunder win, though, 95-80. Then we get the Timberwolves at the Jazz. Timberwolves only had one of their big 3, and that was Anthony Edwards, and he was their leading scorer last night, 26 big old points. We had Malik Beasley, 22 points, and Patrick Beverley, 11.6 assists. But other than that, nothing good for that Timberwolves team, like we know. And then the deep Jazz got it done last night. Donovan Mitchell, 39 points. Rudy Gobert, 14 points, 16 rebounds. Bojan Bogdanovic, 24 points, 12 rebounds, and this is the Bogdanovic. He's finally back, folks. We get Bojan Bogdanovic consistently great like last season. Bogdanovic took a couple of months, honestly, to get this consistent, but now he's here finally like he was last year. Fantastic. And then the great bench, Jordan Clarkson, 20 points, and Rudy Gay, 12 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. Hassan Whiteside would be mentioned as well, but he only played 7 minutes. So everybody got it done for the Jazz last night, like we know, deepest team in the league, and they win another one, 120-108. And then the last game of the night, the Blazers at the Lakers, and LeBron exited 2021 on a bang, a big old bang, a Mike Breen bang, if you will. LeBron James, 43 points, 14 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, shooting 61% on 26 shots, shooting 5 of 10 from the 3. Sheesh. Fantastic. We had Russell Westbrook. He was the leader in the plus minus, folks. Plus 29 on the floor, 15 points, 12 assists, 13 rebounds, and only 4 turnovers. Russell Westbrook had it under control last night. Shout out to him. And then Malik Monk, once again, we told y'all he would be the reason why this Lakers team succeeds overall. We know LeBron's going to do his thing. Anthony Davis usually does his thing when he's healthy. And Russell Westbrook, he's okay. But Malik Monk, 18 points, 2 of 5 from the 3. He was a plus 28 on the floor. That was the second highest plus minus last night. So Malik Monk got it done. And then some solid contribution from the bench here. We had Taylor Horton-Tucker, 10 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. Austin Reeves, 10 points. And also Carmelo Anthony, 16 points in only 20 minutes. Shout out to that. So the Kings' energy was infectious last night, and they get the last win of 2021. And then the Blazers, once again, womp womp. Damian Lillard, 18 points, 7 assists. He shot 1 of 8 from the 3. Once again, Dame time is just non-existent. And the ball dropped, and it's still not Dame time, unfortunately. We had Ben McLemore led the team in scoring by a mile by coming off the bench, 28 points. Nothing else good here by the Blazers. So the Lakers get a dominant win to exit 2021, winning 139-106. Alrighty, that was all the NBA from last night. Now let's see quickly if we can make a little bit of money on the first of the year. Can we ring in 2022 with a bang and going 100%? How long can we go 100% on our picks? Let's see how many days. Here we go. Let's look at the NBA games today and see if there's any great value we could take advantage of and do a little bit better than what we did yesterday, going 0-2. But here we go. First matchup up, Pelicans at the Bucks. Pelicans plus 11.5, Bucks minus 11.5 here. Let's see all the ins and outs. Valanciunas is out for the Pelicans, so we're definitely not taking the Pelicans plus 11. Jonas Valanciunas and Brandon Ingram are their best 2 players. Valanciunas is out, and Brandon Ingram is a game time decision, so no great value here. And then for the Bucks, Brook Lopez is out still, and Chris Middleton is out, so we'll stay away from this one. The Bucks should win, but I don't really want to swallow 11.5 here. Maybe a little bit of a New Year's Eve hangover by Giannis. We know he likes to party a little bit. He likes to try all the American traditions and customs and all that. If you watch this man on Twitter, you know what I'm talking about. But we'll stay away from this one. No great value either way. Then we get the Bulls at the Wizards, and the Bulls are in the back-to-back, so we're staying away from this game completely. Next one up, Spurs at the Pistons, Spurs in the back-to-back, and we know the Spurs are bad, so that's just doubly staying away from this matchup in totality. We get the Clippers at the Nets, Clippers on the back-to-back. We're definitely staying away from this one as well, but let's see, is Paul George still out for this game? Paul George is still out, man. Oh, man, not good. Next one up, Nuggets at the Rockets. Nuggets -7, Rockets +7. Staying away from this one. Once again, Rockets on the back-to-back, and the Nuggets swallowing 7 with them. We don't do that. No. We don't swallow any points with the Nuggets. We don't even bet the Nuggets at all, even if they get points. Y'all know how we feel about this Nuggets team. And then the last game of the night, the Warriors at the Jazz. Warriors +4.5, Jazz -4.5, and the Jazz on the back-to-back. Y'all know we don't bet the back-to-back, so alrighty, I guess we're not taking anything tonight here in the NBA. Alrighty, so I guess we will go one full day without losing a bet because we're not taking anything tonight. We're not betting on any college football games today. We're just going to enjoy them. And these basketball games, I don't think there's any great value. And, we got suckered into believing good value yesterday with the Suns -3.5 and the Bulls -3. So we're not going to push anything here. We're going to go into tomorrow's Sunday slate with our first action of betting in 2022. That's what we're going to do. Alrighty, folks, that is all the NBA we had to go over for today.